Hello, good evening. This is U.S. Immigration Attorney Sharifa Tharpe. I'm here live, as usual, to take your U.S. immigration related questions. And I'm also here to give you good information. Now, today, I'm going to start with a line. Has any employer or individual ever said this to you? Have they ever said, I'll get you a green card if you start to work for me? Are you in the United States? Are you without status? Or were you about to go out of status? Or were you on a visitor's visa? And has an employer ever said that to you? I will get you a green card, but you have to start working for me. If you've heard this, it's too good to be true, and you need to be wary about it, because this person may be trying to entice you to work under fraud. So they're trying to fraudulently induce you to start working for them. And so if you have heard this line, it's time. And if you're working or you were working for someone and they promised you this before you started working, then you may qualify for immigration relief here. And I'm going to tell you how you could qualify for that immigration relief. If someone has made these kinds of false promises to you, and maybe you found out later after you've already violated immigration law or after you've overstayed your status, you found out that their promises were fake, and you were beyond fixing the situation because you overstayed and you didn't have anybody else who could sponsor you. You could possibly qualify for what's called T status. This is for victims of labor trafficking. And when somebody does this, right, because you would not have started working for this employer had it not been for this one promise that they made to you, and that's that they can get you a green card, but you have to start working for them first. Now, the reason that you need to be wary about that is that's not how the immigration law works. You don't start working for an employer first before they get you the green card. They get you the green card first, and then you work for them, right? So if they're telling you, work for me first, and then after you start working for me, you can get the green card, something is up there. Because they cannot fix your status, it's very unlikely that they'll be able to fix your status. And they're not going to induce you to start working for them first before they invest in you and apply for your papers. So now, if you were in a situation where you had this offer, now it's not just the green card. What if they said, I'll get you a work permit, but you have to start working for me, or come on, work for me and I'll get you the work permit? You could qualify for T status in that case, because you would not have, especially in the case where you would not have accepted this work, you would not even have worked in this job had it not been for that one promise to get you the immigration relief. So now, another thing is when you start working for them and they drag you along, right? They're intentionally committing fraud to convince you to keep working. At that point, it is considered involuntary servitude, because they're using fraud to make you continue working, because had you known the truth, you would not have worked. And so at that point, the T status could be for you. What's the T status? So the T status enables you to stay in the United States for the next 4 years. You'd get in this case, you would definitely get a work permit once you're approved for the T status, and then you could get a path to permanent residence. Now, I do the heavy lifting for my clients, and I represent them through this process. There is a requirement that we report to. So for example, in the case of labor trafficking, which this is, when they commit fraud against you like that to convince you to work for them, then it is considered a form of labor trafficking. And in that case, it would be the Department of Labor. And the Department of Labor just provides us confirmation that we have reported, and we can use that confirmation to then move forward with the T status process. This process is confidential, and what it means is that it can you can go forward without fear that you will face retaliation from the individual who made these promises. So it is a confidential immigration process. And while the Department of Labor, they have their own process, the Department of Labor is careful about how they handle your information as well. And we work with them to make sure that everything is done safely. I work with my clients to make sure everything is done safely for my clients throughout this process. So it is a great option if you have been in a situation like this, where someone says they'll get you a work permit, they'll get you a green card, but you just have to start working for them. And say you haven't been in that situation yet, right? Where you find yourself working, you find yourself stuck now because you've already started working and now you feel like they have something over your head. You feel like, okay, if you keep going, they're gonna give you the work permit or the green card. If you were in a situation like this, then that's where this option is going to be the way out to fix your situation and to get back on track for you. So it is right now, I'm seeing a processing time of about 6 to 18 months. And it is a good time to apply because they have changed the policies to be more immigrant friendly, to enable a broad number of people who are in situations like this to get immigration relief. So if at any time you're going to apply, it's going to be now, when you can be protected in the process and that they are more receptive to hearing what happened in your case and to give you the protections you need. So go ahead, and it's best to do it before there is a change in the political climate, because unfortunately, yes, the political climate is driving what direction the immigration policies go in. And right now they are more immigrant friendly, they're more humane, and it's a more fair process. So they will look at all your circumstances to determine whether you qualify for this. And I help my clients to get through this process successfully and also to improve their chances of success, because representation does matter, especially in a case like this. Thanks so much for the love. Thanks for the shares. Thanks for the follows. Now, I am also taking immigration questions. So put your questions in the comments and I will answer. So all I want you to think about, though, is if you look back and there is no limitation on when this happened to you. If you can look back and this happened to you, then call and schedule a consultation so we can confirm you qualify and get started right away. If anybody made, any employer, any individual said to you that if you do this for me, I will get you the work permit, I will get you the green card or the green card, you could possibly qualify for this form of relief. All right, so I'm going to go through questions, and I see some here on YouTube. You have some issues I need you to straighten out for me. Go ahead, schedule that consultation and we can talk about what those issues are. What can you say about the green card process now? Is it fast or slow? It's still not as fast as we need it to be, but it depends on what process you're talking about. What are you applying through? Is it family? Is it employment? Is it adjustment of status? So for some, I have seen my cases move very quickly, and I'm very pleased about that. But for other cases, they're still moving very slowly, slower than we would like. How many months is it taking for I-130 form, green card process? So I would say 9 to 12 months. All right, let's go here to questions on TikTok too. So they said they're going to send my case back to the USCIS because the 221G. So if they denied your application, that's where your case is going to be more complex. You need to schedule a consultation, because if they revoked approval, that means that there's something wrong. There's something that went wrong in your case. This is where representation is going to be essential to understand what happened. Have they charged you with an immigration violation? Go ahead, schedule that consultation. That's what's going to help you. How do you correct a spelling error on receipt notice? Does it take a long time? Go ahead and call them and discuss where the error is. What does revoking if you're faced to come back for you to? So go ahead, schedule a consultation. Your issue is complex, and if they've revoked, it means that something went wrong in your case and you need help. How long close does it take for a sister to file for a brother from Jamaica? So you're looking at about a 14-year process right now. If someone is on overstay, married, filing soon, claim the job he's working, expired work permit. So I'm not sure where the question is going. It sounds like you have quite a number of things going on. So if someone overstays, married, they're filing soon, but they're working in the job with an expired work permit, it's going to depend on what happened in your case. Usually they do not hold working without a permit against the spouse of a citizen, US citizen, during adjustment of status. However, I don't know what the entire situation is. And this is where it's important to get a consultation. You should not be taking information from this live to go and do it yourself, but you need to schedule a consultation where it's essential. This information I'm giving is very general, and it is there to educate you and empower you in knowledge, but it is not there to give you instructions on how to deal with complex issues. So if you have, when in doubt, get legal advice. I can't stress how much that can help you to avoid devastating mistakes in your process. My ex-husband forged my signature on his immigration documents. What can I do? So I don't know, yes, that is not right. That's illegal, and you do have the right to go ahead and make sure that you're protected in the process. However, when it comes to that, I would not have any insight on how, to advise you on that. One thing is, what I focus on is helping immigrants to legally go through the immigration process. But when it comes to issues like this, where the immigrant is committing fraud involving the petitioner spouse, I don't usually give legal advice there. That would have to be another attorney that gives you advice. I had a 2212 form. Anyone being married for a sole purpose of immigration. So if you have been accused of, this is marriage fraud. So in short, if you have been accused of applying for, what they're doing is they're accusing you of marriage fraud. And if that's possibly the reason why they're revoking the I-130, the approval of the I-130, that is a very, very, very severe charge. And there's a permanent bar against any immigration benefits. So to the extent that that's not true, you need to fight these charges. So go ahead, you can schedule a consultation. We can talk about what happened, and then I can determine whether it's an issue I can help you with. If it's true, then you really don't have a case. If you did marry someone just for immigration benefits, you don't have a case. However, because it is illegal, and the USCIS and immigration officers would be in the right to revoke where they found that out. However, there are some cases where they assume, or they are too harsh with their analysis, or they jump to conclusions, and they accuse a real couple of marriage fraud when that's not the case. If that's the case with you, schedule a consultation and we can talk about it. Thanks for all the follows. I appreciate it. So how long does it take for a green card after it's approved? So my clients usually get it within 1 to 2 weeks. How can I claim asylum? So let's see. I've lost it. I see a number of questions coming in. Keep those questions coming and just be patient as I go through because there are a lot of questions. So how can I claim asylum? I've been in the US for 5 months. So it is a process. You have to apply through the specific form. But first, you have to determine whether you qualify. I do represent clients in their asylum applications. You can always call and schedule a consult, and we can talk. How long does it take for the I-824 to be approved at this moment? Submitted September 12th. So you can give it a couple of months. What about EB3 process for abroad details, please? It just depends on what your specific questions are. After the petition is approved, it's going to be sent to the embassy and they're going to process you there for the interview. How long does it take to get an appointment after your sponsor puts in your paperwork? So I'm seeing a difference all around the globe, and it depends on what the embassy is going through, what is their timeline, what's their availabilities. I'm seeing any wait times of over a year right now for some countries. So I would say it ranges from 3 months to even over a year. How long? So let's see. What advice you have on being married to a U.S. citizen and he owe back money on child support? So that's going to be a family law issue. I don't advise on child support issues. You have to consult a family law attorney. How long? I-485 parents case take, PD March 2022. So you could be looking at 6 months to a little over a year. Do you think it's safe to travel on advance parole? It really depends. I'm not your attorney, so I wouldn't know whether it's advisable. You would have to do a consultation. For my clients, it's a part of the representation that I advise them on possible travel, but I don't know your case. I don't know what risk. Do you face an increased risk? If you do, I would tell you don't travel, but I don't know what your case is. Can I apply for my Jamaican passport in the USA, but I'm illegal, but I need an ID and I have my BP? Yes, it's possible. And many of my clients do apply for the renewal of their passports. In the US, there are certain organizations that can help with that. How long does it take so I answered that. How long after approval can my son get the green card? So approval of the I-130 doesn't give the green card. It's going to be approval at the interview, whether it's at the embassy or in the US. That's going to, if they get approved for that, then the green card would come shortly if he's in the US and he qualifies. If he's outside of the US, he has to get the immigrant visa. That can take anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks to get. And then after that, he would fly to the US, land in the US. When he lands here or crosses the border, he will become a permanent resident. Pending I-130 AOS, but change the VAWA, how long for work permit and travel document. So I'm seeing anywhere from 6 months to even 12 months for that. How long does it take to adjust status through your citizen child? 21 want to provide everything's filed. So you're looking at about 6 months to over a year. What advice you have on married who file child support? Seek the advice of a child support attorney or a family attorney. How long does it take? So I answered that. How long after approval does it take for my son to get an appointment, green card? So if your son is outside of the US, then it's taking a while. So they could expect a wait time of anywhere from 3 months to even over a year for the interview. So revoke, whenever they're saying they're revoking, it means they're revoking the approval that you got, and now they're basically gonna deny it. How long does it take to adjust status through citizen child? So I answered that. It could be anywhere from 6 months to over a year. All right, so I'm heading on over to Instagram where I will continue to answer questions. You can join me there. And once you join me there, you can continue to ask your questions there. Remember, the information that I'm giving you today is general information and it is not legal advice. So to the extent that you need assistance right now, and you want to take action, that's where you're going to schedule a consultation. You can do that by going to the link in the profile. On YouTube, go to the link in the description of the video, and it's going to take you to a nice little website with everything you need to get started with that consultation. I am based in Florida. However, as a U.S. immigration attorney, I can represent my clients in all 50 states and around the globe, and I do that. So no matter where you are, I can assist you. All you have to do is go ahead, schedule your own appointment, or call, and a scheduling coordinator will be more than happy to help you. Thanks for the love. I hope those of you who are in Florida, I hope that you have stayed safe. There's a lot of devastation, and my prayers are up right now. And I hope if you're listening here, you're in Florida, that you're safe, and that you hang tight in the case that things are a bit rough for you right now. All right, so thank you. Have a good one. I will talk to you tomorrow, all being well. Bye-bye.